The attack came without warning, and according to a U.S. government source, told CBS News that it has Middle East terrorism written all over it.
The attack in Oklahoma City appears to have a familiar mark.
This was done with the attempt to inflict as many casualties as possible. That is a Middle Eastern trait.
The fact that it was such a powerful bomb in Oklahoma City immediately drew investigators to consider deadly parallels that all have roots in the Middle East.
According to the FBI, in 2012, there were 506 murders in Chicago, significantly more than the next two cities, New York and Detroit. Since 2003, more Americans have died in Chicago than in Iraq.
This life like Black Ops. It's not a video game. You don't get an extra life. You kill someone, they don't come back to life, and when you go out on a retaliation, you only get that sense of fulfillment for a small amount of time. When you come back or when you wake up the next day, your friend, your brother, he's still dead.
The so-called independent media in a liberal society like this, in effect, are so lazy and are controlled by interests that are commercial and political at the same time that there is no investigative reporting. It's just basically repeating the line of the government.
Generally, Orientalism asks, how do we come to understand people, strangers, who look different to us by virtue of the color of their skin?
Iraq, like Iraq, because you know they were over there shooting, bombing, and
a lot of killing out here, a lot of guns out here. It's a lot of guns out here. Y'all know that.
We call it Chirac.
A lot of guns.
Because that's
a lot of guns out here,
we
man. It's
feel
a
like
lot
we're
of
in a
guns.
war zone right now. You know?
Orientalism tries to answer the question of why, when we think of the Middle East, for example, we have a preconceived notion of what kind of people live there, what they believe, how they act, even though we may never have been there or indeed even met anyone from there.
The issue isn't so much Orientalism or being viewed as Orientals, as much as savages, and even to the point of being non-humans.
Mr. Denham, I think we should go back.
We'll handle this.
And so we have this ontological distinction of not being fully human, if human at all, but when we're given levels of humanity, or when we associate with levels of humanity, we still fail to be all human. What he's trying to show in Orientalism is how the other creates conflict just by being other.
And repeating the lines of the people who have the most influence, for whom Islam is a useful foreign demon to turn attention away from the inequities and problems in our own society. The situation in the popular media is basically that Muslims are really two things. One, they're villains of one sort, villains and fanatics.
I will dispatch the American people to the hell they deserve.
And B, many films end up with huge numbers of bodies, Muslim bodies, strewn all over the place, the result of Arnold Schwarzenegger or Demi Moore, Chuck Norris. Lots of films about guerrillas going in to kill Muslim terrorists. So
the assumptions here are phenotype, right? It's grounded in phenotype. You look like, and then for those who passed, it was a matter of, I can't tell phenotypically what you are, but if you tell me, that means that you have some hidden features that are problematic.